big smallmouth. That's what we're after. Big old Tennessee smallmouth. That's a 4+. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I am sitting here in the boat getting ready and prepping for the Kentucky Lake Tournament. Miles Berghoff is in the background doing the same thing. And I wanted to do a quick video talking about crankbait lips. We've had a lot of questions on the channel recently regarding the differences in lips on crankbait styles. And because here at Kentucky Lake, I'm getting ready to tie on probably 5 of them for this event, I thought it would be a good opportunity to go over some of the differences and show you some of the ones that I'm going to be tying on and why I'm tying them on and where I expect to use them. Overall, I think, a crankbait is a bait that has been kind of forgotten about. We have not definitely seen the amount of anglers using crankbaits like we used to see. And in my opinion, it's one of the best big fish baits that we have. But with the movement towards forward-facing sonar, there's definitely been a movement away from crankbaits. However, in this case, I do think we're going to see a lot of people using crankbaits. And if you watch the channel on a regular basis, you may recall that one of my predictions for 2025 was that we would see a comeback of the crankbait. And so far this year, I actually feel like that's been true. I think there's been several of the first couple of tournaments of the year at all levels have been won on crankbaits. I think we just saw Brandon Polinick catch a bunch of his fish cranking at Okeechobee. We saw fish get caught. Miles, where else have fish been caught this year?
Well, some guys did.
Sam Rayburn. Yeah, Sam Rayburn had it. But didn't the, where were the BPT at?
Harris Chain and
Yeah.
Conroe. I didn't see.
No, it wasn't there. There's just been several events so far that crankbaits have been player. I think we've probably seen more people this year using crankbaits than we saw almost all of last year. And I see that continuing. One of the reasons I think we're seeing it work really well this week at Kentucky Lake is because we've got some off-colored water, we've got a lot of current, so fish have been moved to the bank. There's been a lot of heavy rain that has had some water fluctuation that has led to fish going to the bank. And when that happens, a crankbait's a great bait for searching the bank, but it's also really good offshore as well, as we know. So let me show you some of the ones that I expect to be using during this tournament. I'm going to kind of do this by bill style. So we're going to start with more of your traditional crankbait lip. So this is more of just your rounded lip that the majority of crankbaits come with. And your rounded lips are going to give you both, a good wide wobbling action. It's not going to be over excessive, but it's just going to be a good wide wobbling action that also gets you down to the depths that you want. But one of the keys anytime you're talking about your round lips is you're going to get more of a rolling action when it hits the bottom. Instead of a deflection, it's going to hit and actually roll with it, which can be really good in some circumstances. But if you're looking for the deflection, the round wobbling lips are maybe not what you're looking for. Maybe you want something that's going to be more of your square bill style lip or your coffin style lip. These edges will generally create a better deflection. And this is the Frittside 5 Biggin. So I'll have this guy tied on for some of the dirtier water. They generally do not dive as deep, but they do give you a better, wider deflection rate. Now, at the same time, one of the things that you want to look at is the width of your lip. So this is the Berkeley Money Badger. This is more of what I would consider your wart style bait. So these are your real wide wobbling baits. These are the ones that are going to have a really exaggerated side to side movement. And that has to do with the overall size of the lip. So you can see the lip will flare out. They're much wider. If I were to compare this to just your standard, like a tight wobbling crankbait. So this is a Rapala Shad Rap. You can see how much wider Hopefully you can see that if I place the one over it. You can just see how much wider that is. So this is going to be a much wider wobbling bait versus the Shad Rap, which is actually a very tight wobbling bait. It doesn't really wobble nearly side to side as much as it kind of rolls just side to side on its more of a belly action, I guess is what I would say. But the two main takeaways here are generally going to be that your the lip style in terms of the roundness will give you more of your rolling action. The square bill coffin style will give you more of your deflection that you're looking for if you're fishing around cover. Your rounder lips are not going to be nearly as weedless because when they hit a log, like I said, they'll want to roll around it, which can generally lead to the hook, one of the hooks getting caught if it's a limb or something where the bait is just kind of rolling around it versus a deflection where it'll hit it and actually try to bounce away from it. The other thing is going to be the width of the bill in itself. Your wider bills are generally going to lead to more of a full body wobble, a bigger side to side, versus your much tighter wobbling ones. You know, and obviously the size of the bill generally leads to a deeper diving depth. But I'm going to have 3 or 4 crankbaits tied on. Generally, I'm looking to be fishing in that 10 foot of water or less. So from that standpoint, I'm not looking to put on any of your really deep diving crankbaits, but I am going to be looking at having a couple of these different versions tied on because I'm going to be fishing everything from your dirty water to your what is clear for this place right now, which is probably about 3 foot of visibility, 2.5, 3 foot of visibility. I'll be going with the wider wobbling stuff in the dirtier water, not necessarily just to create more commotion, but it seems like that just is something that helps me generate bites in that. And then I'll probably be going with some of the ones that dive a little bit deeper and have a tighter wobble for the fish that might be down in that 6, 8, 10 foot depth range. So hopefully this helps clarify up some of the questions because I have gotten a lot on the YouTube channel recently regarding crankbait lips. If you have additional questions regarding crankbaits, throw it in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them for you and give you my take on it. And otherwise, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow for you.